actually need fiber, or could it be doing your gut more harm than good? With all the different opinions flying around about fiber online, I decided to dive deep into the research on this. Some people are saying fiber is bad for you, others are saying it lowers inflammation and prevents cancer. But who's right? So let's get to the bottom of this. First off, why are some people shouting from the rooftops that you don't need fiber, especially people who follow the carnivore diet? They believe that meat is essential and fiber is not. And believe it or not, they're not entirely wrong. When you switch to an all-meat, zero-carb diet, there can be some really noticeable shifts in how your digestive system works. Some people say they've never felt better. They're less bloated. They're going to the washroom more regularly, all without a single spinach leaf or chia seed. So as a non-carnivore, you may be thinking, how is that even possible? Well, for starters, cutting out fiber means cutting out a bunch of stuff that can irritate your gut, like certain plant sugars, lectins, or even gluten. So no fiber equals fewer irritants for some people. And meat is highly absorbable. Your body uses most of it, so that means less trips to the washroom and for some people, way less discomfort. So technically, fiber is not essential. We can survive without it. It's not like the essential amino acids we get from protein or the essential fats like omega-3s we get from salmon. These are nutrients your body needs. But does that mean fiber is useless? Absolutely not. Although we don't need fiber to stay alive, the question is, can your gut and immune system stay strong and healthy without it? That's where things get interesting. Let's say you decide to jump on the carnivore diet bandwagon. This means you're only eating animal-based foods and you cut out all fruits and vegetables and grains, even nuts and seeds. So your diet is 100% meat, eggs, and dairy. Now when you do this and you cut out fiber completely, one thing that happens is that the good bacteria in your gut start to starve. And this is because fiber feeds that good bacteria. And they're not just hanging out in your gut for fun. They play a big role in your overall health and how strong your immune system is. But the catch is, you have to feed them. And what they love most to eat is fiber. Not the kind you find in sugary cereal, but natural fiber, like the tough fibers in lentils or asparagus. Foods that pass through your system undigested. You don't digest them, but the bacteria in your gut do. And when they break down fiber in your gut, they make a byproduct called butyrate. Now, your colon cells, the ones lining your large intestine, they love butyrate. It helps lower inflammation, strengthen the gut lining, keeps your immune system strong, and even supports your brain health through the gut-brain connection. But fiber does more than just feed your gut. It also plays a huge role in managing your blood sugar and inflammation levels all throughout your body. When you eat soluble fiber, it slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. This means fewer blood sugar spikes and crashes, and more stable energy levels. Fiber also helps your cells respond better to insulin, and this is key if you're trying to reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes and cancer. Having chronically high blood sugar levels and insulin resistance will create inflammation in your body, and cancer cells love inflammatory environments. And eating fiber is one of the best tools we have to lower this inflammation. Studies have shown that people who have high fiber diets have lower markers of inflammation in their blood. So this explains why a high fiber diet can significantly lower your risk of certain types of cancer. A lot of experts say that if your colon cells stop being fed butyrate, in the long run, that also leads to chronic inflammation and again, an increased risk of cancer. There was a massive study done in Europe that examined the diets of over 500,000 people and found that those who have high fiber diets have a 25% lower risk of colon cancer. That's huge. And your heart loves fiber too. People who eat a lot of vegetables and whole grains have around a 40% lower risk of heart disease. Now, as you probably know, your immune system is your body's main defense against things like infections, viruses, and even cancer. But something most people don't realize is that around 70% of your immune cells live in and around your gut. So your gut isn't just for digesting food, it's actually one of the most important parts of your whole immune system. Your gut lining acts like a protective wall. It keeps the good stuff in and blocks out the bad stuff, like harmful bacteria or toxins. But when you're not feeding your gut bacteria the fiber that they need, your gut lining starts to break down, and your immune system takes a hit too. Its defenses become weaker, and it can even start attacking your own body by mistake. And that's when you start seeing autoimmune diseases, inflammation, and food sensitivities. But a lot of people just claim that fiber makes them feel worse. And yeah, it definitely can, especially if you have a sensitive gut, or Crohn's, or ulcerative colitis. Eating broccoli or wheat bran can send you straight into the fetal position. So for some people, cutting back or changing the type of fiber they eat can make them feel a lot better. So sure, on the carnivore or zero fiber diet, you may feel great at first. Less bloated, fewer gut issues, more energy. But long term, your body is way better off with fiber to keep your immune system strong so it can protect you and be ready for anything. So now you may be wondering, how do I know if I need more fiber in my diet? Well, that's where it gets kind of personal. The way your body reacts to fiber depends on your current health, your gut microbiome, and even your stress levels. So you probably need more fiber if your blood sugar or cholesterol levels are starting to rise, you feel hungry again an hour after eating, or you're frequently constipated or your digestion feels sluggish, or if you rarely eat fruits and vegetables or beans and lentils and whole grains. These are all signs that your gut bacteria may be underfed and your digestion's off balance, so your blood sugar isn't being stabilized properly. All issues that more fiber is able to correct. But on the flip side, you may need to eat less fiber if you regularly feel bloated or gassy after meals, if you've been diagnosed with a gut condition like IBS or Crohn's, or you get diarrhea when eating high fiber foods like salad or raw veggies. But if that's the case, you may not need to cut out fiber completely, just eat different kinds of fiber. There are actually two main types, soluble and insoluble fiber, and they work very differently in your body. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and it forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract. So it slows down your digestion, which keeps you feeling full for longer, keeps your blood sugar steady, and can actually lower cholesterol by trapping it and carrying it out of your body. You'll find soluble fiber in things like oats, apples, beans, lentils, carrots, flax, and chia seeds. Now, insoluble fiber doesn't dissolve. It acts more like a broom sweeping through your digestive tract. And this helps to keep things moving along and prevents constipation because it stimulates your gut to contract. Great for people who have trouble going to the washroom, but not great if your gut is already irritated. If you're already having digestive issues, you'll want to avoid or eat less of the insoluble fiber in things like wheat bran, whole grains, nuts and seeds, and the skin of most fruits and veggies. So if you've already tried upping your fiber intake and it just made you feel even more bloated or worse, it might not be fiber that's the problem, it could just be the type that you're eating. But fiber doesn't always have to give you gas. That just usually means that your gut bacteria are adjusting. So you may have to start with more soluble fiber, or cooked vegetables instead of raw. And if you Google low FODMAP foods, those are usually easier to tolerate too. So now you know that fiber isn't just important to help you stay regular, but your immune system, your heart, and even your brain health depend on it too. I'm not saying to start eating 100 grams of fiber tomorrow, but just have a look at how much you're eating and whether you should be adding more of it to your diet. Most of us could benefit from more fiber, but it's the type and amount that's right for you is for you to figure out for yourself. Your body knows what it needs, you just have to pay attention. And if you want to know which high fiber foods are best to prevent or fight cancer, you'll want to check out this video next, and I'll see you next week.